And a good afternoon, and welcome to the Delberto King Gymnasium here at Southwestern High School in Hanover, Indiana. I'm Larry Duke. Rob LaFerry joining me here courtside as we bring you the third place game between Madison and East Central here from the Jefferson County Invitational Tournament. Both teams lost heartbreakers yesterday. In fact, East Central lost their ball game to Southwestern in overtime last night. And I tell you, we're looking to see a good championship game tonight between Danville and Southwestern. And Rob, I'll tell you, they were classics really last night when Madison faced Danville and also Southwestern against East Central.
Yeah, let's start out with that Danville-Madison game from yesterday's semifinal number one. Danville wins it by a score of 87-79. Danville at one point had a double-digit lead in that game. Madison, though, comes roaring back in the second half to make it a game. Late turnovers, though, cost the Cubs, who had it down to a one-possession game with under a minute to play in the contest. Danville trailed Madison 19-18 after one quarter of play, but then came back, got the halftime lead by 12, 43-31, but that's when Madison came roaring back in quarter number three. They trailed just by three, 57-54. But in the end, 30 points in the fourth quarter by Danville. Madison with 25, and the Warriors are able to pull away for the victory. For them, they had four players in double figures. Kobe Ward led Danville, led all scorers with 26 points. Brady Ruggles had 24. Tyler Dawson had 14. Brayton McMahon had 11. Worth noting for Kobe Ward with those 26 points, 20 of them came in the second half of play. For Madison, you take a look at their scoring. Three players in double figures. Luke Almond had 14 points in the second half, 23 on the night for him. 19 points coming for Luke Miller, 13 in the second half. And then Caden Oliver, he had 12 points in the contest for Madison. So that's kind of where those two teams sat. And then semifinal number two yesterday, East Central is down by double figures heading into the fourth quarter. They end up forcing overtime, but Southwestern catches fire late and wins that ball game by a final score of 83-75. Southwestern EC, they were knotted up at 22 through one quarter of play. Then Southwestern all of a sudden came alive. They led by 9, 44-35 at halftime, and that lead went all the way up to 64-52 through three. But then turnovers and a Southwestern offense that was in way too big of a hurry really kind of deterred from their dominance on the floor. East Central comes back. They force overtime, tied at 70, but then Southwestern got going, especially from the free throw line in the extra minutes, and walk away with the 8-point win. East Central, two double-figure scores for them, and another solid outing for Logan Rohrbacher. He had 26 in East Central's first game yesterday. He finishes the semifinals last night with 25 points, including 14 in the second half and the overtime period. Another player off the bench that performed well last night for East Central, that's Ryan Selhorst. He came off the bench. All 11 of his points came in the second half. Southwestern, just four players scored, but all of them in double figures. And it was Austin Kramer leading all scorers last night, 27 points, with 17 of them coming in the first half. Zach Cole, who was our player of the game yesterday, he had 14 points through three quarters of play. Had the game-tying bucket in regulation, the go-ahead bucket in overtime. He finishes with 19 points. And then Foster Medford, he had 11 points in the first half en route to 20. And Matthew Williams had 9 points in the second half en route to 15 points. Against Southwestern, a winner over East Central last night, 83-75. So that's how we get to the consolation game and championship game here this evening, starting with this third-place game, Madison and East Central. And we still got to wait a little bit longer for that championship game at 7:45. Danville, ranked number 8 this week in Class 3A. The polls came out last night. And then Southwestern in 2A, ranked number 14.
So it's going to be two ranked teams coming up in the championship. And here tonight, or this afternoon, or late noon, or whichever you want to call it.
Early
evening. Madison against East Central. Madison, to get here, they defeated Indiana Math and Science in the opening round. Then they lose to Danville yesterday. And for East Central, they defeated Purdue Polytechnic and then lost to Southwestern yesterday. Now we mentioned about Purdue. They came in today. They were scheduled to play at 12:30, or I should say 12:45, against Indianapolis Homeschool. But Homeschool during the overnight and early morning pulled out of the tournament due to health issues. So that gave Purdue an advancement. But instead of just saying, okay, you're going to advance to here, wait for such and such to get here, and then do this, do that, what they did was they let them go ahead and play. They're going to play their 2 games that they were scheduled to play. They've already played one here, and they played Switzerland County. Switzerland County had lost to Indiana Math and Science Academy earlier. Well, in fact, that was an 11 o'clock game. And then about 2 hours later, they came back and played Purdue Polytechnic, and Purdue won that ball game. Now Purdue gets a little bit of a respite, and they'll come back and play at 6 o'clock, and they will take on Indiana Math Science Academy. So they'll just have basically a couple of hours in between. But I've got to say, they came out here wanting to, getting ready to play that 12:45 ball game, and it was just like we were out maybe on a playground or something somewhere, or out at the Hanover Firehouse, whichever you want to talk about. But you had Purdue out here. They were shooting around, having a good time, just out there shooting. And you had Switzerland County. They were still, hanging around. They were waiting to get something to eat and also rest. But you had some of those guys also out there doing some shooting and camaraderie in that one. Southwestern had some players that came over, and same thing. And I'll tell you, these young men between those 3 teams, they were having so much fun during that time. And that just goes to show you how much athletics and also kids from the rural area, I guess you could say, of Southwestern and also of Switzerland County came out and, open arms with a big city or a big area team like Purdue Polytechnic.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's always really neat to see those bonding moments between those teams, and that's one of the luxuries and positives of playing a holiday tournament where you're bringing in some different schools. So the kids get to meet some different peers of their age and get a chance to bond with them and compete against them throughout the week. So that was really neat to see. And also, I really think this has been an enjoyable couple of days for the fans, not just the ones who've been able to be here in attendance, but also the ones through our video stream and through our radio broadcast interacting with us here the last couple of days. It seems like everyone has enjoyed watching basketball yesterday and today. We've got people listening and watching from all across the country these last 2 days, which has also been really neat, and everyone has been very complimentary of the teams that have competed. I know last time when we got done with the semifinal games, just a number of people from Madison, from Hanover, very complimentary on social media of the teams they played against last night in Danville and East Central. And I think that you got those teams, backing those schools throughout the rest of today. So very neat to see. Great hospitality, great sportsmanship shown all the way around, and looking forward to finishing that way here this evening.
And it's going to be a good game between these two. They faced each other in a scrimmage game earlier this year before, I guess you could say, the temporary shutdown of games or delays of games, and they played up at East Central, and they had a pretty good scrimmage game against each other. And if you look at the all total, Madison just barely defeated East Central in that scrimmage.
Yeah, the only thing I will say that's different, and we didn't really talk about this last night, but East Central does have a couple players on the roster who would be big contributors for this team who are not playing this week. One of them being Luke Collinsworth, the 6'7" senior center, and then A.J. Messmore, who's a 6'2" senior guard. Both of those guys are out of action this week. They actually interacted with us on the video last night. They were watching their teammates in their school play against Southwestern. So that's a big miss for them, but they've had some players that have stepped up yesterday to perform well and get East Central to that semifinal round last night. So I expect big things again out of Rohrbacher today, who's averaging right around 25 points per game in 2 games in this tournament. They're going to need a couple other guys to step up. I think Casey McQueen needs to be more consistent today. Sellhorse off the bench, if he can do what he did in the second half last night, there's a body for you. And then I thought Caleb Mergenthal shot the 3 ball well off the bench in the first half last night. And then you've got some other guys in the starting lineup that you want to see contribute as well. On the Madison side, I thought they got some good all-around efforts last night from their guys. That spurt, though, where they got themselves into foul trouble really hurt them against Danville, and that kind of took away some of the momentum that Madison had. They had a good little run there early in the first half, and that got extinguished, and they got in foul trouble, especially Nick Center with those 3 fouls, which really hurt them. So you want to see him out on the floor more today consistently. See this Madison starting 5 out more consistently here today against East Central and see what can happen. That's not a bad loss to Danville by any means last night. They showed they can compete with them and put themselves in position to win against one of the better teams in Class 3A.
And you take a look at this Madison ball club. Saw a little lull a little bit there by Luke Miller last night. He was having struggle problems early in the ball game. Wasn't hitting the shots that he could. Caden Oliver along with Nick Center. They played in spurts. Of course, both got into some foul trouble as well. But as you mentioned, it was the foul trouble that really hurt against Madison when you had Danville going to the free throw line and making those free throws, which helped out in their aspect. But Madison's going to have to play a little bit cleaner ball game here this evening because East Central is a team that we saw yesterday. They can make their free throws.
Yeah, they can. East Central hit them when they counted last night, and that kind of helped them get out in front late in the fourth quarter. And then, eventually Southwestern did come back and tie it to send the game into overtime. But East Central can hit them. Madison is going to be needing to be hitting those same kind of freebies here today in this consolation game. The big thing, again, I think for Madison, we talked about Miller struggling. You've got to get this offense going and moving to a point where he can free himself up to shoot that three-point shot. The same thing goes for Caden Oliver. Allow him to shoot the three and penetrate to the bucket. Also, real quickly, I will say about East Central, one of the things that hurt them yesterday, especially in some different spots in both the first half and the second half, this East Central group cannot be stagnant on offense. They've got to work the ball around, and they have got to work themselves towards the bucket. Too much passing and too much standing around on the perimeter yesterday, especially in the semifinal against Southwestern.
Madison was the two-time defending champion of the JCIT. We'll have a new champion coming up here this evening. And kind of looking back at some of the statistics on the past, Madison and their consolidation have won 22 JCIT championships, and Southwestern comes in at second with the 21 championships, trying for number 22 later on this evening from their consolidations as well. East Central, first time in the tournament, been very respectable here this year, and they'll be in their black uniforms with the red, and they will be the team, let's see here, they're going to be the visiting team on the scoreboard, and Madison in the reds will be the home team. Let's go ahead and get the starting lineup. Here's Rob.
East Central starting lineup, same as yesterday. At one guard, a 5'11 junior, number 10, Jaden Dennis. The second guard, a 5'11 senior, number 12, Aiden Kinnett. The third guard, a 6'3 senior, number 42, Logan Rohrbacher. At one forward, a 6'1 senior, number 32, John Hotel. And the second forward, a 6'3 junior, number 50, Casey McQueen. Again, starting lineup for East Central, Dennis, Kinnett, Hotel, Rohrbacher, and McQueen. Head coach David Disborough, again, 300th career win yesterday for him in East Central's opener against Polytech. Starting lineup for Madison, also same as yesterday. At one guard will be a 6'1 sophomore, number 1, Caden Oliver. The second guard, a 6'1 senior, number 12, Luke Miller. At forward is a 6'2 senior, number 14, Luke Almond. The second forward, a 6'4 junior, number 23, Jackson Falconberry. The third forward, a 6'1 senior, number 34, Nick Center. Again, starting lineup, it'll be Miller, Almond, Oliver, Falconberry Center. The head coach in his second season at the helm of the Cubbies is Sharon Wilkerson.
And Madison and East Central out of the court. Madison will be going from your right to left. Again, they're in their red uniforms. East Central in the black uniforms as, they're just going to go with the color code here this evening for this ball game. Third place game here for the JCIT. With the call, here's Rob.
8 minutes of Indiana High School basketball on the clock. Tip-off quickly controlled by Madison. We're underway. Cubs from right to left. Center penetrates, dumps one off. Pass deflected. Rohrbacher with the steal. Here comes East Central. Rohrbacher, right wing to Hotel. Underneath, there's McQueen, right block, jumper up off the glass. Count it, and one.
You were talking right there in the pregame comments about that. You know, McQueen is going to have to get pretty physical in there in the middle, and lo and behold, that's exactly what he did right there.
Gets the bucket. First foul against Madison here as McQueen misses a free throw. That foul went on Jackson Falconberry of Madison. That is his first and the team's second. And then we got a putback off the missed free throw. So now East Central leads it by 4-0 here inside the first quarter. Cubs, another turnover. 7:20 to go in the first, and a quick start here for East Central. Dennis across the timeline. Man-to-man defense here to start out for Madison. Rohrbacher has the top of your screen. Now goes bottom half to Kinnett. Inside 1 minute here of this first frame. Rohrbacher will get the ball back from Kinnett. Off the ball screen set by McQueen. Driving right down the middle. Throws a runner up, and that one's off the glass and good. Two-possession game, 6-0 EC.
And East Central has been working right into that middle as Madison is going to go ahead and call a timeout with 6:49 to go here in the first quarter of the third place game between Madison and East Central. But right now, Rob, East Central has dominated the tone or the pace of this ball game, and they're working it right into the paint, working against that Madison inside.
Well, they are, and they're getting the ball quickly across and really not allowing Madison much time to get their defense set up, which was a little bit more of a change of pace than what we saw from East Central yesterday. We know they can fly up the floor. They've got the athletes to do so, but they kind of had to play a little bit more well-balanced yesterday, especially in the Southwestern game. And with the Purdue Polytech game, a little bit more run and gun in the second half when they really got out in front, but that's when they started rotating some players in and out. So a really good start here for the Trojans. As always, a reminder, if you are watching the Facebook stream today on Rebel Vision, make sure you use the comment section. Tell us who you are, where you're listening from, and who you're rooting for. We'll be glad to give you a shout-out, and immediately, first one right off the bat, Luke Collinsworth. Hello, sir. Out of action for this East Central basketball team, but keeping tabs on his teammates as Madison misses a shot. East Central rebound, 6-0 Trojans, 6:25 to go first quarter. Hotel has it, left wing. Now goes up top to Dennis. Underneath, there's McQueen again. Back out, Dennis for three, bingo.
Nice outlet pass. Open big time right at the top of the key.
And Dennis is one of those guys that didn't contribute much offensively last night. The guy who can get it going, especially from the three-point line. It's a 9-0 East Central lead. 5:57 in the first. Center picks the dribble up, finds Almond streaking in the bucket. Hands straight up for McQueen. Almond gets his own rebound. Put back no good. Another offensive board. This one all the way out to Oliver. Now Luke Miller, right wing three. In and out. Rebound, chase around. Good effort by Falconberry, but unable to save it. East Central takes over with 5:39 to go on the clock.
That's Rob Baker is watching here today. Austin Cochran and Suzanne Kramer. She was yelling at us last night after the ball game from downstairs.
Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all good, though.
We'll let her. 5:25. Rohrbacher out. Right wing. Going to go back underneath to McQueen. McQueen's got a little bit more of a favorable matchup tonight as another three is up and in for Jaden Dennis. Bank open for the senior guard. Make that the junior guard.
12-0 right now. 3 minutes in.
Underneath, Madison still trying to get on the board. Cannot do so on one attempt by Nick Center, but his second attempt will connect.
Took 3 minutes for Madison to get on the scoreboard.
12-2, East Central by 10, 4:48 to go in the first. Free throw line, that's going to be Kinnett. Bounce pass out on the baseline to Rohrbacher, and Rohrbacher puts the dribble down, but on the out-of-bounds line, so turnover East Central, and right back with it is Madison, and we'll see our first substitution today. And for East Central, that's going to be Ryan Selhorst, 44, and again, what a big second half he had off the bench last night.
Liz Marie Sanderson watching from northern Saskatoon, Canada. Go Luke Schaefer, she's saying. Greg Sanders, he's always watching. Hey, Greg, bring us something later, will you?
Does he work at all?
I don't think he does. Also, we talked about the Kramers and Medfords were at a particular restaurant in town and eating, watching the game. They could bring back something.
Well, knowing I've had dinner with both of them, they know exactly what I like if they would like to maybe sneak that in.
Or rather, I was thinking Medford. Allman with that bucket.
Madison now 4 points on the board. Shot no good for East Central. There's an offensive rebound, but a huge block from behind. Luke Schaefer, who just checked in. Selhorst tried putting that one up.
Congratulations to the Madison wrestling team. They moved their record to 9-0 on the season as they win the Cub Classic today out at Connor K. Song.
12-4 Trojans who have the basketball midway through the first quarter. Dennis having trouble finding someone. Will find McQueen on the right side. Bottom of your screen, Rohrbacher off the ball screen. Looking, there's a double team. Nice job by Schaefer to jump out and help there. Finally, Rohrbacher finds Kinnett. Nice behind the back pass, and Selhorst draws a foul on the shot. He heads the free throw to shoot a pair.
Looked like Allman got in there a little bit late, and he just tried to defend and just got a piece of him as he went up.
So Mr. Allman picks up his first, team's second. First free throw for Ryan Selhorst is up and good for the 6-foot junior. Substitutions in for East Central. It's going to be Caleb Mergenthal checking in, and Jack Miller in for Madison for the first time today.
He had a lot of minutes yesterday due to the foul trouble by Madison.
Both free throws good by Selhorst, and East Central back out in front by 10, 14-4 as John Hotel back in for the Trojans. 3:47 and counting here in the first. Center with the basketball, bottom of your screen. Now he'll go to the left with the dribble, drives baseline, easy layup for Center.
He's the guy that they're going to have to get to drive for this Madison ball club because that's really where his strong point has been.
And we know he can do so. If you remember right from last night, first quarter against Danville, a thunderous one-hand slam going down the lane. You can check that out here on the replay on Rebel Vision. 3:13, Selhorst for East Central out to Hotel. Left-hand dribble. Back to Rohrbacher at the volleyball line. Heading towards the 3-minute mark. There's that double team again. It works nearly to perfection, but Rohrbacher gets it back. They'll go underneath. Selhorst, turnaround jumper up and in. 4 points for Selhorst off the bench.
Nothing much that Parker could do on that, but just try to lean back and not cause a foul.
There's Center again. Jumper, though, no good off the backside of the iron. 2:45 and counting. Spin move. Rohrbacher. Shot falls short. David Disborough wants a foul called against Schaefer, but it's a no-can-do for Disborough. Madison on their end, weaving through. Nice little up and under move for Luke Miller. And that's what Luke Miller's going to have to do if that three-point line is taken away from him.
Yes. And if the 3 points are not falling, you got to get in there. You got to work inside because the way that East Central is packing inside, you might as well go ahead and try to get some fouls. There's a bucket underneath.
And it's going to be Selhorst again. 6 points for him. 2 field goals, a pair of free throws. 18-8 East Central. 2 minutes to go in a first quarter. It's been dominated by the Trojans. Slow start for the Cubs, but they're starting to pick it back up. Jack Miller has it, bottom of your screen, being guarded by Mergenthal. Miller slides past Mergenthal and gets fouled from behind.
The 73rd annual JCIT. Proud to have sponsors for the event. Craig Toyota on Madison Hilltop and Gendy's Pizzeria right here in Hanover. We thank them for sponsoring the 73rd annual JCIT. First shot is made.
Good by Jack Miller, the freshman. Falconberry back in for Madison. One more attempt for Miller. It's up, and it is good.
Gregory Kilgore watching then. He says he's waiting for the Rebels to play later to watch his grandson. Greg, let us know who your grandson is.
140, 18-10. East Central's lead is at 8. Rohrbacher on the baseline. Spin move. Tough move against Falconberry, and Rohrbacher with 6 points in the frame.
They're just going inside. They're dominating inside that paint. East Central is with their with their bodies. They have the big size bodies that are really just plugging up the middle and getting those shots in.
Underneath. Madison a little sloppy with it. Jones tries to get it under control. Double team on the baseline. Tie up underneath. Arrow favors East Central. It's a turnover for Madison. 1:09 to go in the first. 20-10 is your score as McQueen back in for the Trojans. And they're going to go ahead and give Rohrbacher a breather. But first things first, Madison calls its second timeout with 1:09 on the clock.
As we mentioned, Craig Toyota, one of the sponsors for the JCIT. Guys up at Toyota, Craig Toyota, along with the gentleman that we mentioned earlier, Greg Sanders. Supporters of Southwestern Athletics, especially the basketball programs. Gendy's Pizzeria, just west of the campus here at Southwestern High School. Before or after the ball game, stop in, or if you're local, any old time, stop in for Hanover's own Gendy's Pizza.
3 timeouts left in this game for Madison, who's taken 2. They trail 20-10 if you're just joining us here today.
Austin Kramer is Mr. Kilgore's grandson.
Well,
Peanut.
There you go.
Peanut Kramer.
Kinnett, cross court, 3 on the way. That's going to be Dennis for 3. No good. His first miss outside the line. Another tie-up, and East Central got a timeout out of it, so they save the possession with 54 seconds to go now in the first. Score still remains 20-10. EC will have it underneath their own bucket.
Championship game coming up later on this evening at 7:45. Will feature the Southwestern Rebels against Danville. I guess you could say north against the south when it comes to the state of Indiana. 2 very good teams. Played very hard yesterday in their games that they played. And I tell you, if you can get out here, there's still some tickets available. Not many, but some, to get out here and watch that ball game later on this evening at 7:45. If not, right here on Rebel Vision, and you can also listen to it on 95.3 WIKI.
Inbounds pass out of the timeout goes to Rohrbacher, who's already back in, up off the glass, and Rohrbacher just continues to dominate inside this tournament. He's got 8 points. 3 players for East Central with 6 points or more. 42 seconds to go in the first. East Central 22, Madison 10. Madison basketball, Oliver, top of your screen. Being guarded by Kinnett. East Central playing man-to-man here in this first quarter. Almond driving on Hotel, kicks it out to Oliver. Right side 3, falls short. Rebound, tapped to Dennis. 20 seconds left. Will East Central save it for 1? They don't appear to as Rohrbacher fires for 3. No good. Foul on the rebound will go against Jaden Dennis. That's his first, East Central's first here of the period.
And you know, you talk about Logan right there, the type of ball game he's having tonight. He and Austin Kramer, they played on the same AAU team for a few years. Get a lot of those kids from Southern Indiana that have the opportunity to play in the off season.
Big thanks to Beth for passing that little tidbit along to us. One of the perks of having a comment section on the video.
It helps us with our ad libs.
Very true. Kinnett picks up a foul for East Central. First, team second. 6 seconds to go. Parker Jones inbounds. Luke Miller, make that Jack Miller rather, wide open for 3. No good. 2 seconds to go, and East Central just going to hold it, and that takes us through 1 quarter of a play. Heck of a start for East Central, catching Madison off guard with the up-tempo game and going inside. They lead the Cubs 22-10 as we get ready for quarter number 2.
Trying to put the information here on the Facebook page, and I spelled quarter wrong.
Starts with a Q.
Oh, hey, it's been a long day, man.
Good point.
Not as long as what it used to be when, worked the Proviso West Holiday Tournament.
And that tournament pretty much sun up to sundown.
Pretty much.
Taking a look at the scoring for the first quarter, East Central again, Rohrbacher had 8, Dennis 6, Selhorst 6, and then adding 2 was Casey McQueen. Madison, 4 points from Nick Center, then 2 points apiece from Luke Miller, Luke Alman, and Jack Miller. Fresh 8 minutes on the clock here. It will be Madison basketball to open up the second quarter. After East Central got out on that big run, this has been no more, or no less rather, than a 10-point lead for East Central.
Kim Barnes and the family watching up in a DuPont.
7:50, Cubs trying to rock and roll here, quarter number 2. Center top of your screen, looking. Doesn't hit Luke Miller. We'll find Luke Alman instead. Now go baseline, and there for the shot, Falconberry. Another shot underneath, falling short.
They're hitting the front of the basket. They're coming off not directly at the basket or using the backboard. They're coming off of the front, and they're not able to just get it over the rim.
Mergenthal looking. After he picked up the dribble, goes to Rohrbacher. He's in the top of your screen on the left side. Gives it right back to Mergenthal, being guarded by Falconberry. Goes with the fake. Tries to go baseline, but instead will have to go to McQueen. Now Dennis, left wing 3, bingo. 3 threes in the first half for Jaden Dennis. He's got 9.
Right now, how does the Cub defend? Inside-outside game being played by East Central.
25-10 is your score. Center trying to get Madison going as Alman throws the jumper up, and that's a much-needed bucket there. Alman with 4. 25-12, but quickly across again as East Central. Dennis gets it underneath, now brings it out, looking for the cutter and Rohrbacher, and instead goes to McQueen. 6:45 first half. Dennis, center circle, bottom of your screen to Rohrbacher. Comes off a ball screen, opts to go right baseline, throws one up, offensive foul. Good call there, Rohrbacher out of control. It's going to be Jones taking the charge.
Denise Wells watching the Cubs here this afternoon or evening or late lunchtime, early dinner time.
6.5. Center had 4 quick points from Madison. Now has been scoreless ever since. He has the top of the key. Madison breaks away from the 1-4 high offense, elects to go elsewhere, and got a whistle blown. And it's a hand check against East Central, just the 5th team foul against the Trojans. And Mergenthal picks up his second foul. Center inbounds for the Cubs, out to Oliver, to Luke Miller. Right wing, driving, throws a runner up right down the middle. No good, again falling short.
Again, yeah, just hitting the front part of the rim.
Mergenthal inside the arc for 2. No good. Alman skies over McQueen for the rebound. Quickly across, Cubs. Oliver up off the glass and in.
Took a one-hander on that from the right hand and just right in the square and in.
First score for Oliver today, 25-14. East Central by 11. Daylight right there for Hotel, but cannot finish. Rebound. Cubs across the center. Center to the middle to Oliver. Left wing. 3. Boom.
Madison starting to find the range right now. And timeout's going to be called by East Central as they need to stop what Madison is doing as they just started to turn on the heat a little bit here in this second quarter.
And really a spark plug for Madison's Caden Oliver, the sophomore. And that's just a guy that you have to have doing something on the floor for you. You remember last night against Danville, Coach Wilkerson taking him out 2 or 3 times. And all 2 or 3 of those times, not pleasantries really exchanged on the bench, more so a come to Jesus moment for Oliver and Wilkerson. Eventually got Oliver back out there in the second half. A much better effort for him.
Oh, yeah. It, just bring you back to earth, I guess you could say, type of deal. Bring him back down. Let him, think about, hey, let's get out there, work on what you know, what you can do, and just don't go out there and throw things up. And remember, you got other guys out there.
Still a lot of basketball left to be played. 4 of the 5 starters from Madison have scored so far in the first half. Falconberry still scoreless. Just 2 points off the bench right now for the Cubs, and that comes from those free throws from Jack Miller. We're back to play. East Central called that timeout. Lead down to 8 for the Trojans. Rohrbacher across. Now top of your screen, Dennis. Going to work it around. Rohrbacher, right side 3. Bank shot, can't go. Then it flies off the rim. Oliver rebound. Cubs can make this a 2-possession game. Oliver right down Broadway. Throws that runner up. That one goes to the right. Schaefer, rebound putback, no good, but Schaefer draws contact, and the big fella heads to the free throw line to shoot 2. And that does put some muscle down there for Madison, putting Schaefer in off the bench.
Yeah, it's going to compensate for what McQueen has got out there for East Central.
Free throw, though, no good for Schaefer. Schaefer yesterday, semifinal against Danville, had 7 points. And then against Math and Science, had double figures, scoring 10.
And he makes the second one.
So 1 point for Schaefer. 7-point game, 25-18. East Central ball, Rohrbacher. Left wing. Goes to Kinnett. Now to Dennis at the volleyball line. Right back to Kinnett. Kinnett drives. Throws one up against Schaefer. Good no call. Rebound, Almond.
And Schaefer just missed having that ball slammed in his face as he just quickly got up from the floor.
Schaefer underneath. Good defense by Kinnett, or so we thought. Then we'll get whistled for the bump. 17th foul against East Central. Madison 1-1 bonus now, and they'll be in the bonus for the rest of this first half. 4.5 to go, second quarter. 25-18. East Central leads Madison by 7. This is the third place game of the 2020 JCIT.
Yeah, we kind of question the fact, usually the third place game is just before the championship, but a little bit different here. And really, with the exit of Indianapolis Homeschool, it worked out good.
Works out very well. Sellhorst is back in for East Central.
Gives the guys from Indiana Polytech to take a little bit of a respite. And I understand that they are watching a little bit of the ball game.
Free throw for Schaefer, good. Earns himself another freebie, and he ends up making both free throws. So Schaefer, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. It is a 2-possession game. 25-20. Cubs trying to make the comeback here in this first half. Still 4:20 to go before halftime. In the ball game also for East Central, number 20, DJ Stroud. Trojans going underneath the Sellhorst. Cross-court Stroud fires a 3. The lefty gets it off the back of the iron. Oliver pulls down the rebound. Could be a 1-possession game on a made field goal. Out of control, though. That's Luke Miller. Loose ball. Fought for. Who picks it up? Madison does. Luke Miller gets it, and then we got a foul called. And that's going to go, I believe, against Ryan Sellhorst. Well, the official will give us the ruling. And we do have a timeout on the floor as well. Or do we have a foul, or do we have a timeout? Madison looks like called a timeout. But if that's the case, well, now we got a technical foul against East Central head coach David Disborough. And Disborough's going to have to watch himself here, still arguing with the official. So Disborough got teed up, and then Madison called a timeout. So kind of a downside to this whole situation. A technical foul, so that's going to allow Madison free throws, but Madison just called its third timeout. They've only got 2 left for the rest of the game.
Pardon me, I got a phone call.
That's fine. Take it from the grandson. So we do have a timeout. Technical foul free throws will be shot by Luke Miller for Madison. And we'll get this all sorted out as quickly as we can. So Madison the first out of the timeout. East Central comes out of the huddle. And now Luke Miller at the charity stripe. Free throw up and it's no good.
Our cameraman for the last two games.
Okay. One more attempt for Miller. A make makes this a 4-point game. It's up, and it is no good as well. So Luke Miller misses both. Sigh of relief for East Central. They hold on to a 25-20 lead for the time being. 3:52 to go in the second quarter. Madison has the basketball. Another chance to make this a one-possession game. Almond up top, driving by, kick out. Three on the way, right corner, no good for Carson Rourke, who checked in at the timeout. Offensive rebound, though, Cubs, Luke Schaefer. Almond, fake, then goes to Schaefer underneath. We got ourselves a 3-point game.
Schaefer underhanded that on the right-hand side for the two.
25-22. East Central basketball, trying to put it back out to a 5 or 6 point game. Underneath, runner, offensive foul. Schaefer takes the charge, and Dennis will be hit with his second foul.
Kathy Jacobs Briley watching this afternoon. Yeah, Madison worked on that strategy right there, Rob. You know, they were coming in, they were driving in East Central, and really just getting and dominating in there. So Madison now trying to take some fouls inside.
2 cuts it to 1, 3 ties it at 25. 3 minutes to go, second period. Ball knocked out of bounds, saves with the Cubs.
Rohrbach said, going the other way, but Logan, you're the one that hit it out, unfortunately.
Nick Center back in. Schaefer will take a well-deserved break on the bench. Good minutes for Schaefer here in the second quarter. Rourke inbounds for Madison. Will go all the way out to Almond. McQueen was right there. Almond shakes free of the defense. Now looks to penetrate. Stops and pops at the free throw line. Goes to center. Center back to Almond driving. Spin move. Jumper up. And traveling call.
A little bit too much movement on the inside there.
Well, now we're going to have the officials conferencing here. And the official call will be a travel. Stroud back in for East Central.
Wilkerson wanted a foul inside there that would have caused the travel.
Stroud has to come back onto the bench. There were 6 players on the floor for East Central. No one knew who Stroud was coming in for. So now Stroud heads to the scorer's table. McQueen with a head fake and a much-needed bucket for East Central.
Stopped a little bit of the bleeding right there that Madison was making.
Both teams right now a little too rushed on offense, and now a foul from behind. A good drive for Almond for Madison. And Almond goes to the free throw line. This will be double bonus free throws the rest of the way now, so Almond shoots 2.
Barb Ford watching, the Ford family, making dinner, watching the ball game.
First free throw for Almond, good.
2:27 to go, 4-point ball game right now for East Central.
Leading 27-23. Mergenthal in, Stroud in for East Central. Luke Miller in for Rourke for Madison. One more attempt for Almond to bring this back down to a 3-point game. The freebie is up. The freebie is no good. Does not get the bounce here at the King Gymnasium. 27-23. Rohrbacher still scoreless in this second quarter. He gets fouled. Caden Oliver picks up his first foul. Just Madison's third here in this first half.
Playing a lot better when it comes to that foul situation for Madison here.
Inbounds comes from John Hotel to Selhorst. Selhorst underneath. And, man, he just continues to produce off the bench. He had 6 points in the first quarter. Now he's got 8 here in the first half.
And he had 3 sets of hands right there in front of him. Offensive foul there going to be called against Almond as soon as he made that turn, he took one of the East Central players out.
Luke Almond picks up his second foul. And really a good job by Rohrbacher to read Almond driving and taking that charge. And then a wild pass thrown, and if that were dodgeball, Madison head coach Tim Bronner would be out. So that ball just popped him right in the knee.
Now he's talking to the referee and said, hey, couldn't that be a foul for tossing it over on me? Hey, you've worked around cattle, man. You know what it's like.
6-point East Central lead, under 2 to play before halftime. Oliver fades away from the shot. Short, out of bounds it goes, and it will be East Central basketball. Clock is stopped at minute 47. Full court pressure being applied by the Cubs. Rohrbacher breaks it, goes all the way down, up off the glass. Does not get the roll in. Rebound tapped around, out of bounds, and it's East Central basketball again.
Yeah, playing a lot of tip out there, and not tipping it really the right way was Madison.
13-7 run for the Cubs here in the second frame, and we will see number 30, Cooper Hagen, for the first time today for East Central. Reed Cleary, 34, taking a seat. Got a couple minutes there. 6-point Trojan lead. Rohrbacher shoves the defender off, then gives up the basketball. Three-pointer, no good for Stroud. Offensive board Trojans. EC resets. Hotel looking, goes top of the key to Stroud. Now Stroud, bottom of your screen, back to Hotel. He throws a runner up, baseline, no good. Foul on the rebound.
That one was almost pushed in there by Jack Miller.
And I believe Cooper Hogg just got hit with a foul from behind on a push. And Madison at the free throw line again to shoot more free throws. Which Cub goes to the line? This time around it will be Jack Miller. And Miller 2 of 2 from the charity stripe here this afternoon.
Double bonus now for Madison for the next 117.
First free throw, no good. One more for Miller. 6'2 freshman, lets it fly, hits that one. 5-point game, Miller with 3 points. 117 still, quarter number 2, 29-24, East Central at 5. Selhorst breaks the pressure, goes right side, got away with what looked like a travel initially, then Hotel gets a pass on the cut and puts it up off the glass. The lead for the Trojans back at 7.
Almost an inbound steal there by East Central.
First point for Hotel, another foul call.
Caden Oliver's going to be going to the free throw line.
Second foul against Cooper Hogg, and Oliver makes his first trip to the free throw line.
Oliver, a 6'1 sophomore. Talked quite a bit about him yesterday.
Had 5 points early in the second quarter to kind of spark Madison to get this under a 10-point deficit, and he hits the first free throw.
Just a click under a minute to go here in the first half.
Both free throws hit. Oliver 7 points in the first half. 31-26. East Central catches Madison napping. Rohrbacher down, up, no good. No foul call. Putback is good by Stroud.
Nice stop down there by Luke Miller. He got a little bit beat, but he was able to curl that arm in there to get that block.
33-26, East Central by 7. 40 seconds to go.
But the Cubs just weren't in position to get any type of rebound.
Madison slows it up. We'll go a little 1-4 high on the set play. Oliver gives it up, top of your screen to Miller. Now bounce pass to Falconberry, who's in. Back to Miller. Miller for 3. Bingo. First 3 hit by Luke Miller today. 4-point game, 33-29. East Central clinging by 4. 15 seconds to go in the second. Rohrbacher with 10 seconds. Going up against Luke Miller. Rohrbacher puts it on the floor, backs out. Has to find somebody. Throws a 3 up, and yep, that's going to be a made 3, but he double dribbled. I did not think for a second they were going to call the double dribble. And now Madison has a chance here for a desperation heave. Oliver throws it up. It's no good. Just falls short, and we are through 2 and through 1/2 of play. Madison has crept back into the contest, and they take advantage, holding East Central to just 11 points in that second frame. They score 19 of their own. East Central, though, still on top by a score of 33-29.
73rd annual Jefferson County Invitational Basketball Tournament. Want to thank two sponsors for being the title sponsors for this year's tournament, and that's Craig Toyota on the Madison Hilltop. Also, Gendy's Pizzeria. Gendy's just west of the southwestern campus. Before or after a ball game, or really any time, stop in at Gendy's, or for that matter, when you're here at a game at Southwestern, stop by the concession stand. They've got Gendy's Pizza right there. We want to thank, again, Craig Toyota and Gendy's Pizzeria for sponsoring the 73rd annual Jefferson County Invitational Basketball Tournament. All right, let's take a look at the scoring here in the first half. First of all, for East Central, Jaden Dennis has a total of 9. John Hotel with 2. Logan Rohrbacher with the 8, all 8 in the first quarter. Casey,
no, he had 2 points. Nope, you're right. My bad.
Hey, you wrote it. Casey McQueen with a total of 4. DJ Stroud with a 2. Ryan Selhorst with a total of 8. Taking a look for Madison, Caden Oliver. Mr. Eisen, what are you doing? He's stealing your paper.
I know.
Listen, all because you're 1-0 or whatever in girls basketball doesn't mean that, first time that Shaw's been undefeated in girls basketball in some time. But congratulations, though. Terry's watching, by the way. So, Caden Oliver with a total of 7. Luke Miller with 5. Luke Allman with 5. Nick Carter with 4. Jack Miller with 3. Luke Schaefer with a total of 5 in the ball game. 33-29 in favor of Madison here at halftime. Third place game of the JCIT. Again, the championship at 7:45 this evening. We'll have Madison, or rather Southwestern, taking on Danville in the championship ball game. We'll have that for you here on Rebel Vision and also on 95.3 WIKI. Coming up after this one, it will be Indiana Math and Science Academy taking on Purdue Polytech. Purdue Polytech's already played one ball game here. A couple hours just to go when they defeated Switzerland County. And Indiana Math and Science, well, they've been idle since about 12 o'clock today, so they've had a little bit of rest. But that ball game coming up. Indianapolis Homeschool pulled out of the tournament, I believe early this morning, due to illness. So they pulled out. Polytech, Switzerland County, and also Indiana Math and Math and Science. They all basically work together to get everything worked out in the consolation bracket. So we want to thank them for their cooperation and really their students, their players, their fans. They have been absolutely fantastic, and we thank them for making the trip here. 33-29 in favor of East Central. And, Ron, one thing, you talk about making changes, even though they'll make more now here at halftime. Madison saw what East Central was doing by coming into the lane and coming full force into the lane for those shots. So they were able to step in there and work to get those fouls called, those offensive fouls.
Yeah, Madison did a much better job defensively in that second quarter of packing things in underneath. And what that does is that's when that kind of forces East Central to go out to the perimeter, and that's when they started getting stagnant. We saw that against Southwestern last night, and they're forced to work the ball around more. It takes more time off, and eventually defense seems to prevail when that stagnation takes place. So East Central's got to find a way to still generate offense, even if the lane's not available, that baseline's not available to go and penetrate. And then Madison, who's got themselves back into this game, doing so a lot really from the free throw line. there, but also getting a couple key buckets from Caden Oliver early in the second quarter. This is a Madison offense. This needs to realize they don't need to rush anything. They've been kind of out of sorts and a little too fast on offense throughout the second quarter, and perhaps maybe that does not allow them to make this a one-possession game or even have a tie or a lead heading into halftime. So now you got this game down to 4. You got time. Just work the ball around, work for the good shot, work for that good opportunity to go and penetrate, and then see what happens. So both teams going to make the adjustments here. I thought both did a really good job doing that yesterday, and we'll see what just happens here in the second half.
And, if East Central keeps going to the middle, Madison's really going to have to work on that defense to be straight up and down, to get those fouls and not try to reach and not try to move their body in at the last second. As for Madison on offense, they really have to try to get those shots in line, because their shots that they have taken, many of them, they have taken and just hit the front of the rim, and that's the front of the rim, not the sides of the rim, and they haven't been able to make the completion up and over it.
No, they haven't. I mean, there needs to just be a little bit more push on the shot, and not just Madison, but I thought we've seen it with Southwestern yesterday. I thought we saw it with 2 or 3 other teams yesterday, and it's just one of the, I don't know what you want to call it, and maybe the nuisances of modern-day high school basketball, and guys trying to imitate maybe moves they're seeing on TV or at the college level, but so many kids anymore just fade away from the shot. They don't go straight up with it. They want to hit that fade. They want to go throw a runner up, but throw their body back with it, and that does more harm than it does good. Just go straight up with it. Like I tell the players as I coach the 5th grade level, if you take the shot straight up, there's a better chance you're going to draw contact. Even if you don't hit the shot, just take it strong, take it straight up, and see if you can draw some contact if the shot goes off and doesn't fall in. If it does fall in, then hey, you got contact, a foul, and a bucket to go with it. So, that's just something I would like to see cleaned up, not just in this game, but with a lot of teams that play around our area and through a lot of the games that we do watch throughout the season.
And the other thing, too, you talk about, they want to go straight on. They're going, either straight from the side or straight from the front to try to put the bucket in. They're not using their best friend that is out there, that little square on that glass, to bank in.
No, and there's another nuisance with the modern-day game. Not a lot of guys try and go for that bank shot. They want nothing but net. They want to keep it fancy, and but use the glass. If you make the spin move on the block, you got position on the post, go up and use the glass. If you're going to go for that layup, go use the glass. You don't need to finger roll one through the nylon and get yourself 2 points. It doesn't have to be fancy, because whether it's fancy or not, it's still 2 points on the board. You don't get bonus points if you make it fancy out there on the floor.
Couple of people checking in here as we're at halftime. Jay Whitehead checking in.
Hi, Jay.
Also, Wilbur Disbro checking in as well.
And that's Cooper, so I can go ahead and just make Jay's correction. It's Cooper Hogue.
Thank you.
Hog. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Really appreciate that. And we appreciate everybody sounding in on our comments section on Rebel Vision. I'd like to hear where you're watching, who you're rooting for. I guess you could say the award for distance today is Saskatchewan, northern Saskatchewan.
Which, of course, is just north of Hanover.
And I was going to say DuPont, but,
Too.
But, up in Canada. And again, thank you very much for watching and being a part. This is a project that we put together just in a matter of 24 to 48 hours over the weekend to get it ready here for yesterday. Yesterday we had a lot of bumps and bruises, but we were able to make it through. Today, so far, knock on wood, it's been going fairly well. And we thank the people that have been watching in yesterday. Wow, the numbers that we had were just phenomenal. And so far today, really not bad numbers that we have had. But again, we thank you very, very much for watching in. We are happy that we could bring this service to you. Rob and I have been doing this for a good number of years. Me more than him, because he's still a pup. But anyway, the biggest thing about this, not only do we love the sports and the athletics, but we enjoy the people that are out there. The moms, the dads, the aunts, the uncles, the grandparents, the ones who can't get out to the ball games. And that's what this service is for. It's for them so they can enjoy it and be a part of the action instead of just sitting back and wondering what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked on the air during our radio broadcasts, and I don't even know if we've really talked about it yet here with the Rebel Vision stream. But this is such a trying time for everyone. The games, but our job becomes so much more important in 2020 and heading into the start of 2021 to provide these games live, and so that at least at home they can be watched. And we do enjoy providing that service to you as we open up second half of play. East Central 33, Madison 29. Madison bringing the heat at the half court line. Trojans break it, clinging that 4-point lead. Starters out for both teams. Hotel looking underneath McQueen. Spin move for McQueen, and a good strong move. That's how he started the first half this afternoon.
A lot bigger center right in there compared to what Madison had, so was able to get it in there a lot easier.
35-29, East Central by 6. Extra feed from center. Bounced off of Parker Jones, who actually going to get the start for Madison here in the second half. He'll take a trip over Madison Courier sports writer David Campbell.
Talk about somebody that gets abused.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's his own fault. He's sitting right there. But he's got to snap the pictures.
I told him he should move his cot that he's been in there since yesterday because he's going to get hit.
Inbounds pass, Luke Miller driving, jump stop, got the ball knocked away, and it's going to be East Central ball. They're going to say it's on the leg of Luke Miller.
Played a little croquet on that one. Linda Baldry watching this afternoon up in the Seymour area.
6-point East Central lead, 7 to go. Rohrbacher 3, no good. Clangs off the iron, out of bounds it goes, and it'll be Madison basketball. Taking a look at Madison on offense, worth noting for them, and we saw this against Danville yesterday, not a lot of three-point shots made by the Cubs or even attempted in the first half. They made just 2. Cubs have the ball. They'll go underneath. There's Almond.
Nice move by Luke around on the right-hand side.
35-31. East Central by 4. 6:40 in the third. Rohrbacher off the ball screen. There's that double team. They read the screen so well, then come up to the top of the key for that double team. They'll go out. Aiden Kinnett for 3. Nailed it. First point for Kinnett. 38-31. Center to Oliver, top of your screen for Madison. 6:12 and counting in the third. Jones underneath against McQueen. Tries to spin, gets tied up, taken away by Kinnett. Good job by Kinnett to step down, help out McQueen. Dump off, Hotel for 2, falls short. Madison rebound, Oliver quickly across, threading through traffic, out to Almond for 3, top of the key. In and out, McQueen rebound. East Central has a chance now to extend a 7-point lead.
Doesn't seem like Madison right now is trying to even contend with McQueen. They're just backing off whenever he's going for the rebound.
Dennis 3, bingo. Jaden Dennis 4 threes.
10-point lead now for the Trojans.
41-31. Madison wanting to respond. Oliver does so.
Nice comeback.
9 points for Caden Oliver. 41-33. Kinnett, ball screen set. They'll go to Dennis. Thought about a 3 momentarily. Now backs out. Goes between the legs to the center circle. Underneath McQueen. Ball knocked loose from behind. McQueen, though, right back. Spin move on Jones. Draws contact. Goes to the line. He'll shoot 2.
I think Jones was just trying to defend himself on that. Well, I think we got a war going on, Rob. Liz Sanderson just chimed in and said that they'll accept the award for farthest away for DuPont.
Free throw, good for McQueen. He's got 7 points. Substitution, Jack Miller and Jackson Falconberry in.
And we're actually being watched up there at the Hall of Fame Classic. Jason Collins up there in Newcastle at the Hall of Fame tournament.
Boys version today, championship game tonight at Newcastle. Shenandoah taking on Fort Wayne Blackhawk. Top 2 teams, or top 5 teams, rather, in Class 2A. It was an all 2A field at Newcastle this year. Bar Reeve also participating, as was Blackford. Actually, Bar Reeve's down 1A now. So 3 2A, 1 1A. But thank you, Jason, for checking us out here this afternoon. 43-33 East Central. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Madison basketball. Jack Miller for 2 and got that turnaround jumper up and in. 5 points for Jack Miller. East Central looking to respond. Dennis out to McQueen. Baseline jumper. Way off the mark. Falconberry rebound. Also in for Madison is Luke Schaefer to go down with McQueen for East Central. 4:15. Miller finds a streaking Falconberry on the baseline. Falconberry cannot finish.
Couldn't get around McQueen.
Other end Trojans go. Dennis swings it to Kinnett. Now underneath the Sellhorse, who checked in for the Trojans. Out, 3 on the way. Mergenthal got it. His first points off the bench today.
3 has been raining out there for the Trojans. Madison, which has been a normal 3-point shooting team, having struggled just like that one there by Oliver.
Oliver airballs it. 3 threes hit by East Central now in this third quarter alone. 3:45 in the third. A substitution is Logan Rohrbacher back in for East Central. Going to give Jaden Dennis a breather. Some full court pressure being applied, but now Madison backs off the inbounds pass. Rohrbacher across the timeline. Sellhorse on the left wing. Up top, Logenthal. Now he'll go top of your screen. Rohrbacher top of the key for 3, and he'll hit that one. First point for Rohrbacher since quarter number 1. He's in double figures with 11.
Yeah, you had 8 points in that opening quarter.
Largest lead of the day for East Central, 49-35 over Madison. Cub basketball, 3:08 and counting in the third. Oliver off a ball screen. Goes top, driving, left side. Stops, turnaround jumper. Off the backboard. There, though, Luke Miller for a putback. Foul. Luke Miller shoots 2 free throws.
Luke picked that up, went driving in on the left hand or the right hand side there. And the foul goes there against East Central.
Going to go against Ryan Sellhorse, his first, team's first. First attempt, good. 1 of 3 now from the line today is Luke Miller. Nick Center back in, as is Luke Allman for Madison. Schaefer and Jack Miller take a seat. And then Caden Oliver's going to come out, and Carson Rourke will check in.
Carson's put in some good minutes so far here in the tournament for Madison.
Second free throw, no good. Been a struggle from the line for Luke Miller today. Now 1 of 4. Now Luke Miller fires a 3 for a second chance opportunity. Gets a bounce and then goes off the glass for 3.
That time he got the glass, and that's, as I said, that is your big friend right there.
His second 3, inbounds pass. East Central finally finds Rohrbacher off a pass from Kinnett. Rohrbacher across, bottom of your screen, left-hand dribble, gives up to Mergenthal. Mergenthal drives, but hits a double team, goes out to Hotel. 2:27, 49-39 game. Trojans by 10 with the ball. There's Sellhorse driving, but gets a knock from behind. Good defense by Alman. And then Center coming down. Ball out of bounds, remains EC ball.
Yeah, hugging that baseline right there, and really no place to go, and you get the guy sneaking in from behind to knock it out.
Sellhorse comes out. Bring Dennis back in. McQueen checks back in. Inbounds all the way out Rohrbacher volleyball line. Top of your screen to Jaden Dennis. 2:15. Rohrbacher fires another 3 off the other side of the glass, but no Madison Cup the rebound. Easy pickup for Dennis, and it's his first field goal outside of shooting 3-pointers today.
2 minutes to go here in the third.
And it's 51-39 East Central. At the volleyball line, Center. Underneath hits Falconberry. And a whistle blows. That's going to be a foul against John Hotel of East Central, his first, team second. I'm actually going to say it was not in the act of shooting. It was on the floor, so minute 48 on the clock. Madison inbounds.
Schaefer getting ready to check back in.
Schaefer going to come in for Falconberry. Got an official's timeout real quick to get a shoot tied. Now we're back to action. Center looking, finds Almond. Gets a tap from behind, and still going to remain Cub basketball. Rohrbacher thought he maybe got it off of Almond's ankle there. Minute 45, Almond out to center. Bottom of your screen. Center goes out. Rourke, left corner three. Rourke cannot get that shot to go. Fight for the rebound. East Central basketball, I thought that might have went off the Hotel.
I think it did because, they would say that the one that it went off was Luke Miller, but Miller was behind Hotel when the ball went out of bounds.
And we got a timeout, and Madison now just has one timeout left in this game, with a minute 35 still to play in the third quarter.
And then if it gets even tighter later, it's going to be, time to really strategize.
Strategize, you're right.
Got it.
Good job.
In it. Don't forget, championship game coming up tonight, 7:45. Danville against Southwestern. Southwestern 6-1, Danville 3-0. Both teams rated in the top 16. In fact, Danville rated in the top 10 in 3A. Southwestern 14 in 2A. Should be a good battle between those two teams. For Southwestern, it'll be a very good test. Because we talked yesterday during the broadcast that a lot of the teams that Southwestern is playing this year, you take a look at, and it's basically testing them and preparing them for postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Danville team was really impressed with him yesterday. They just got a lot of weapons. They do nothing fancy. It's just a good, solid, all-around ball club. And if you're maybe a Southwestern fan watching right now, the best comparison I can give you, I kind of thought about this today, around, to me, the talent level and team ball level of what we saw when Southwestern played Providence last year in the sectional. That's the best comparison I think I can come up with.
I think you're right.
Can you repeat that? Oh, thanks.
I think you're right.
Cool.
This is a recording.
I'll take it. Got a traveling violation against East Central out of the timeout. 51-39, Madison by 12. Oh, they're going to say, did East Central get a timeout? Oh, they're going to say East Central got a timeout in.
Oh. So they're going to get that 30-second timeout.
So there is no travel. So now we still are stuck on 51-39. Madison trailing by 12. East Central does have the basketball. And now both teams are back out, and they are ready to go. Fifth place game coming up. Purdue Polytech, Indiana Math and Science.
We'll have video for that ball game only.
Just video. And then we return to broadcast for the championship game tonight. Again, Southwestern Danville. But we still got a good one here. Rohrbacher across. Gets Selhorst wide open. Selhorst in double figures with 10.
Push it out now to 53-39, minute 5.
Match's largest lead of the day for East Central. Center hit, no foul. Gets a bucket, though.
On that, he leaned in, trying to get the foul from McQueen, but McQueen stayed put. But Center was able to lean in enough to get the 2 points.
53-41, Rohrbacher to Selhorst. Now out to Kinnett, driving baseline. Did he step out, or we got a foul call? I believe we're going to get a foul call. This will be against Madison. This will be just their second.
Looks like against Center.
Just his first. Madison much better controlling fouls today.
Well, overall, they're playing more in control than what they did yesterday.
Unfortunately, though, behind 53-41, and Rohrbacher, a bucket. 13 for Rohrbacher today. Ball out of bounds. And I'm going to say that the traveling violation, too many steps for Luke Miller. So now East Central with a bucket can make it a new largest lead of the day. They're up by 14, 28 seconds to go in the third. Mergenthal 3, rims short, and ball goes out. Last touch by Madison. 55-41 score. 23 seconds on the clock. Trojans inbound. They'll go to Mergenthal to Hotel. Now swing it out. Top of your screen to Rohrbacher. 15 seconds. Rohrbacher against Miller. Driving underneath to McQueen. McQueen finally gains possession. Throws that one up and off the glass and in.
He fought for that one.
5 points in the frame. At the buzzer, Luke Miller hits the rim. And we now go to the fourth quarter. Strong finish for East Central. And the lead now stands at 16-4. The Trojans are on top of Madison, 57-41. Our fourth quarter is on the way.
Want to thank our two naming sponsors for the 73rd annual Jefferson County Invitational Basketball Tournament. Craig Toyota on the Madison Hilltop. And Gendy's Pizzeria, just west of the Southwestern campus, up on Highway 5662. Two big supporters of Southwestern athletics. We thank them very much for being a part of the JCIT. Luke Collinsworth checking back in, Rob. He's got to be feeling a little bit, antsy sitting back there.
Watch this team nearly come back last night. They did come back, force overtime to Southwestern, but fell in OT. And while we do have a little time, Luke, congratulations, young man, an all-state lineman in the high school football ranks for East Central, one of the very best in this state, big-time recruit, and taking his talents to Division I Cincinnati.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Going to go play for one of the top teams in the country, so congratulations to him. His Trojans have the basketball off a missed shot by Madison. Rohrbacher has the top of your screen. 57-41 Trojans, 7:40 to go in the game. Rohrbacher top of the key. Swings it over, right wing to Jaden Dennis. Dennis out to Rohrbacher. Rohrbacher trying to back down on the defender now. Trojans going to take a little time off here. Dennis trapped up top. Now Rohrbacher's nice spin move up to Schaefer and then hits that one off the glass. That's using the square to your advantage.
Yes.
15 for Rohrbacher.
It's your closest friend on that basketball court.
1 minute into the fourth quarter. Madison needs some buckets. Jack Miller up. No good. Rebound comes down. John Hotel. 18-point advantage, and dare I say, right now, a couple more buckets, and East Central might be running away with this. They'll go to McQueen underneath. Shot up, no good for Hotel. Jack Miller rebound. Madison, spin move. We can get an offensive foul. We are. Going to get Nick Center with it, and that's his second.
Nice placement underneath there by Stroud. Or pardon me, that was not Stroud. That was number 10, Dennis. My eyes are going.
Now officials meeting here off to our left. And it's actually going to end up being called, against Center. They were just getting that foul call official. Sellhorse in for East Central. He will inbound. Still full court pressure being applied here by Madison. 6:41 in the fourth. 59-41 East Central. Bring it up with Dennis being guarded by Center. Bounce pass to McQueen as they get it across. Top of your screen. McQueen against Miller. Cross court Mergenthal. Mergenthal driving underneath. Going to the right side, and Rohrbacher. Now 9 points in the second half.
He had a tough time down there with center.
Cub in, down by 20. Luke Miller, 3, cannot hit, and it's going to go out of bounds. And East Central now blowing out Madison, 61-41, and to be quite honest, did not
see
this today.
Yeah, did not see this type of ball game coming. Really didn't know who would win, but we didn't think it would be this big.
They're going to go the Hail Mary pass all the way down. Big block by center. Trojans maintain possession, however. Underneath Kinnett. Goes reverse. Little out of whack on the other end center. Underneath, nice find. Shot blocked away, but we got a foul.
Shot blocked underneath there on the shot by Jack Miller.
Logan Rohrbacher with his foul.
We mentioned it before, Jack and Luke Miller, the sons of Hanover College men's basketball coach John Miller.
Dad will be happy with that free throw made. 61-42 down to 19.
Can't wait to get back in there to Collier for those ball games.
Second free throw good. Jack Miller now 5 of 6 from the free throw line. 61-43. Madison needs stops and buckets here in the fourth. 5:39 to play and a travel. So they get one stop.
I thought they were going to get away with it. I really did.
McQueen checks in. Kinnett takes a seat for East Central. And John Hotel back in the contest. Who's he going to replace? He'll replace Mergenthal. (61-43) Cubs looking for another bucket. Oliver behind the back got tripped up.
Yeah, took a header on that one. Just got their legs tied up a little bit there, he and Dennis. Fourth team foul.
Both teams have some fouls to give still. Underneath, Almond. Jumper, good.
Nice.
9 points for Almond. 5:22, 61-45 your score. East Central gets it to Rohrbacher, then goes to Hotel, now McQueen. Back out, Rohrbacher. Put McQueen inside, now go 4 around 1. McQueen back out. Trojans working around the Dennis. Ball tap from behind, there's a steal. Luke Miller. Miller keeps control of the basketball.
Excellent job there by Luke.
14-point game. Maybe not a blowout yet. 4:40. Rohrbacher double teamed and timeout called. East Central kind of falling apart here for about the last minute and a half or so. 4:40 to go in the game. Trojans, though, still lead 61-47.
Coming up next, we've got Indiana Math and Science Academy against Purdue Polytech. Again, we'll have video only of that ball game. Rob and I will be back for the championship game at 7:45 with Southwestern and Danville. Not only you can catch it here on Rebel Vision, but if you're going to be out and about, you can catch it on 95.3 WIKI or 953WIKI.com. And our Pride and Joy cameraman will be working the next 2 games. He's back there chilling right now.
I don't know if that's a good thing that he's behind me or not.
Blake's behind you.
That's
Adam's
true.
behind me.
Well, I trust Blake.
And Josh will take off from here, and he'll move into the studio up on the Madison Hilltop.
After he refills his Polar Pop.
You got it. His cherry vanilla.
Back to action here from the King Gymnasium. 4.5 to go in the game, and a foul called. Nick Center whistled for the foul, his third. Team's fourth. Both teams now 2 fouls to give in this game before going to the bonus. Clock stopped at 4:28. East Central inbounds to Rohrbacher. Across the stripe he goes. Driving down the middle. Throws that runner up. Good. Double team there to prevent the stop. Then Rohrbacher sends Luke Miller to the ground. They're going to call a jump ball. Arrow favors East Central. Trojans catch a break. Substitution in. And actually, now it's just a buzzer to switch the arrow. It's actually Madison basketball, not East Central ball. They forgot to switch the arrow. Cub ball, 4:20 left. And now the officials still trying to decide over who has possession of the ball. And the official book says, no, it's Madison ball. And
Madison will be back in action on January 2nd. They'll be out at Connor K. Take on Corden. East Central, not until January 8th at Rushville.
For East Central, that'll be an EIAC game for them. Here come the Cubs. Luke Miller for 3, no good. Been a struggle from the three-point line today for Madison. Cubs try and save the rebound, but it goes to East Central. Rohrbacher across to Dennis. Now underneath it goes. Bounce pass, Selhorst. Easy 2.
Nobody over there for Madison. They double team down the near side. That just lets Selhorst right there.
3:55. Back to a 16-point game. 63-47. Oliver out. Jack Miller driving. Jack stops and pops. Mid-range jumper. No good. Tapped out to Rohrbacher. Shots just not falling today for the Cubs. Down to 3:35. Rohrbacher dribbles around, weaves traffic. East Central want to take a little more time off.
Going to use the 6th man up there on the clock.
Underneath, Selhorst again. He uses the glass.
And how did he just adjust on that one? He was straight underneath the basket. He adjusted enough to get the bucket.
14 points off the bench for Ryan Selhorst. Jack Miller 3. Can he knock one down for Madison? He cannot. Dennis rebounds. 65-47. East Central with the ball up 18. Under 3 to go in the contest. Rohrbacher. Ball tap from behind. Foul called against Luke Miller, his first. Team's 5th. Luke Schaefer checks in. Going to give Alman a break. Carson Rourke is out. Alman and Center both to the bench. Inbounds, Rohrbacher, bottom of your screen. Now Dennis has it. Double team coming. Rohrbacher, bounce pass. Now an extra pass to McQueen. Underneath, McQueen got it.
Took one bounce and went straight up with that one. He got the bucket and he got the foul.
McQueen in double figures with 11. Caden Oliver, foul. Second foul against Oliver, team 6th. Next common foul means bonus free throws for East Central, but McQueen at the line, shoot 1 to complete a 3-point play. It's a 20-point East Central lead, make it a 21-point lead. East Central 68, Madison 47, 2:25 to go in the contest. Oliver. Up top being guarded by Dennis. Wheeling around left side, his jumper. Off the glass, too strong. Under 2 now to go here in the 4th. Rohrbacher driving all the way down against Oliver. Cannot finish the layup. Oliver rebound. Up ahead it goes to Jack Miller. Miller, right-hand dribble, goes out right wing to Rourke. Rourke driving. He'll throw one up. In and out, takes a spin. Another East Central rebound. And now we'll slow up to the Trojans offense, and it's a minute and a half to go now. East Central well on their way to victory here today to take third place in the JCIT. I'll go out Sellhorse. Now Dennis. Trojans just going to work it around here. Swinging around Rohrbacher to center circle to Dennis. Now back to Rohrbacher. Little clap from this East Central crowd that's on hand to watch this one today. As Rohrbacher goes, just weaves through. 52 seconds on the clock. East Central will go to 5 and 4. Madison jumps to 4 and 2. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Cub basketball. Substitutions in for East Central as Kinnett, Stroud, Cleary, Hogue, all in. Mergenthal in as well.
Luke Collinsworth put the W up.
All the way down, Oliver off the backboard, off the side of it, and a foul call. Schaefer will get hit with the personal, his first.
Again, I want to thank everybody for chiming in on the comments section here this afternoon. We really appreciate it.
Be a 1-on-1 free throw attempts for Aiden Kinnett.
You know, either stick around for the next game or come back 7:45 for the championship.
36 seconds to go. Kinnett free throw is up and good. 69-47 East Central. One more attempt. Kinnett on the way and good. 70-47. 32 seconds. Jack Miller out on the left wing, driving, gets fouled. Jack Miller shoots two.
Madison, the last 2 years, champion of the JCIT. This year, going to finish in fourth. And East Central making their first appearance, going to take the third place trophy home.
Jack Miller hits the free throw, all but 2 points for Miller today from the free throw line. One more